Hey everybody, I want you to head down to teespring.com and check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of Bondy's merch.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another Southern Charm New Orleans. Before we get into it, I want to remind you guys to check down below in the description box where you can find Scentbird, I smell good, bitch, okay? Yes, get your little subscription service for the low with my link, all right? And also don't forget about Soapy Luv, okay? Handmade, delicious smelling soaps that look like cake. Don't eat them, they're not edible, okay? So let's go ahead and get into Southern Charm New Orleans. The episode, oh no, not the earring. The episode started off where the last one left off, which was with Tamika and Kelsey getting into it because Justin then put a battery in Kelsey back that she need to stand up to Tamika old bullying ass. So when Tamika took Jeff to the side, because Jeff has started to drink and become a prick, okay? Maybe not as, much of an asshole as Reese seems to be, but definitely bordering on the side of if you weren't so big, somebody should have hit you in the throat. Jeff just does too much when he's drinking. Doesn't recognize that he's out of place. Doesn't recognize he's out of line. He just says he had a good time. Okay? So Tamika is going off on him, trying to get him to admit to the fact that you are drinking to cover up for the fact that you are in pain, baby. You are hurting, baby. You got to be at all of these get-togethers, parties, and close-knit settings with your ex-wife who just became your ex-wife within the last couple of weeks. And she already pregnant and engaged to another guy of whom you already know she was fooling around with before y'all decided to divorce. Like, it really seems that way. They had separated, but before the divorce happened, I think there was some dealings between Reagan and your boy. Because, we found out that Reagan was pregnant. And they said in this episode that she was going to be due in June. I think she might have just had the baby recently. But if we count backwards, that means that she got pregnant or, had the intercourse to have the baby, conceived the child. Okay, look, I should know all this divorce court and paternity court I watch. Okay, Judge Lauren Lake be letting me know what I'm supposed to know, all right, when it comes to these types of situations. And we got to take a look back. So that means she either got pregnant in August or September. What was going on in August and September between Jeff and Reagan? I wonder. But yeah, y'all, back to Tamika and Kelsey. Kelsey has been told by Justin that she need to nut up when it comes to Tamika. So that's what she tried to do. Tamika was making too much noise. She wants everybody to bring it down. Tamika feels like, who you talking to? This ain't your house. Don't be telling me what to do. This Justin's house. And Justin walks up in defense of Kelsey and says, you have to respect her. This is her house. And then Tamika's like, oh, I gotta respect her. Okay, so I'm leaving then. After she'd inject away from Kelsey and spilled liquor on the floor. It's just, So she and Barry leave. Kelsey was like, I'm sorry, Barry, you have to go as well because your wife doesn't know how to act. Like, damn, Kelsey. And I just still feel as if it doesn't matter. As long as Kelsey does not have a ring, Tamika is not going to respect her. And it is what it is at this point. I would go out of my way to make smart aleck comments to Tamika whenever I was around her. Like, bitch, I'm gonna get you before you get me. That's how I would be with Tamika. But you know what? Either that or I'm not gonna be around you. But if I gotta be in the same setting with you often and I know we don't get along and you gonna make a slick comment, bitch, I'm gonna make a slick comment before you even get a chance. All right? But they leave, and on the way out, she's talking shit about how she don't have a ring. This ain't your house. Da-da-da-da-da. And ultimately, it's not like that's not true. It's not like that's not true. Kelsey, you have no real stake in the situation unless your name is on the deed, okay? Unless you guys stay together and live in this house for like another 10 years without marriage. Like, I don't remember exactly how many years you have to be living together in order for it to be considered, marriage as far as the state is concerned, after a certain amount of time. It's like the community property thing. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just kind of feel like if Justin doesn't want to shit, he should get off the pot. Like, moving this girl in, having her help you decorate the house. What is the problem? Why can't you get engaged and get married to this woman? I do not understand. But I also feel like that doesn't give Tamika license to disrespect her. That's just ridiculous. So they're all standing outside. They didn't actually go anywhere. They're standing outside in the neighborhood talking. And John Moody comes out and Jeff comes out, and Jeff is running up and down the neighborhood, laying on the ground, laying on people's lawns and shit. And I just was like, Jeff, you are bringing the property value down. Will you please take your drunk ass on some damn well? Okay? Jeff is losing his mind under the guise of a wicked Joker-like smile. Like, stop freaking me out like Jack Nicholson and go get some damn therapy. Okay? Because this is just ridiculous. We all know that Jeff has mommy issues. His mom was not the best mom. I think his mom stole money from him. And I think when you add that on top of the fact that he feels betrayed by Reagan, even though he's supposed to act like it's not happening, he's going through a lot. And I don't know what type of relationships he's going to be able to have with women, or what type of women you're going to pick when you haven't dealt with what's going on, which is that you feel abandoned, you feel betrayed by the most important women in your life. As a man, that is going to show itself in one way or another in the way he deals with women in his future relationships. So I'm worried about Jeff. I really, really am. And John Moody, when they see him doing all of this and unbuttoning his shirt and all of that, like, what are you on? Because at some point it's like, is it alcohol or did somebody slip you Molly? Because this seems like a high. This don't seem like a drunk. But that's just me. I don't know your life, but it do look like a, you know what I'm saying? Like you was drinking the alcohol to chase the pill down. That's what it feel like. But John Moody said that this is Barry's situation. Barry got to handle this. Barry said, I handled it last time. Come on, bro. You had me running down the fucking highway with this dude. I'm not doing this with y'all today. Everybody is just worried about him. Justin comes outside when he sees him running around the neighborhood, laying in the people's grass. And they eventually get him into somebody else's car so that they can drive him home. But it's just, a downward spiral with Jeff, y'all. So Kelsey and Justin are opening their housewarming gifts the next day, and Kelsey just explains how over Tamika she is with the way she, disrespects her. And Justin says that they're going to have a conversation because he's known Tamika since he was in high school, and she's always been very territorial of her friends. And I just kind of feel like maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, and the fact that I know that when people say they have all of these friends, only a handful of them, maybe one or two, are actually real, true blue friends. Okay? So if you think that as grown people, we should be in each other's business to this extent, there's an immaturity there. I'm sorry, but there's an immaturity there for you to feel as if everything that's going on with your best friends is your business, or that you should know this, before anybody else. And it drives me about Tamika, because at the end of the day, Justin is a grown ass man, and who he chooses to lay down, marry, not marry, should not have any bearing on you respecting a person. And the fact that she feels entitled to that makes me feel like it's an immature, type of relationship that you have with your friends. Like y'all in high school or some shit. Y'all are grown with kids and businesses, and it should never matter this much. It should never matter this much to where Justin is now feeling like he's being put in the middle and has to sit down and have a conversation with Tamika, because it's obvious that no matter what Kelsey says or does, she's still not going to respect it. And I feel like even though she's going to have this conversation with Justin, it'll happen for 5 minutes and then she'll be right back to disrespecting Kelsey. Reagan and Reese are having a birthday party for him, and she's being Betty Crocker from New Orleans, okay, Julia Jones, and cooking and baking. And Reese is like, I don't like none of the shit that she baked. She baked all these pies. Like, where's the cake? I said, why you ain't tell a girl you wanted a cake? Like, I know that's a small thing, but to me, it's a thing that kind of shows y'all are not paying attention to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't want this, but she's so busy doing her and being Reagan that she's not paying attention that that's not what he wants. And he is not going to say that's not what he wants, because he seems like the type of person to let shit sit in his chest until finally he blows up about it. Just another version of a Jeff. Slightly different personalities, but to me, very, very much alike. And I don't think Jeff was wrong when he says you leave in one situation for another situation that seems to have more baggage. I just think that Reese's baggage has not shown itself yet, but we're going to wait on it. Reese mentions when he's talking to his side of the family how his mom is just like Reagan. Very, business-minded, bossy, narcissistic women. When you are describing your mom and your future wife as narcissistic, that seems passive-aggressive since we're labeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that's very passive-aggressive for you to say that and act as if that's not in some way an aggravation or annoyance or, just some type of deep-rooted mommy issue that you have. They both are lawyers, both are, powerful women who kind of have men but don't need men. You know what I'm saying? So I recognize that, and I'm just kind of looking at Reese and Reagan like, this seemed like one of them marriages that's unhappy as fuck. But on the outside, everybody think that they the perfect little couple. But on the inside, eventually, the bow gonna break and the cradle will fall. Down will come Reagan, Reese, and the baby, cradle and all, okay? Tamika and Rachel get to the party. And Kelsey is there without Justin. He couldn't, no, this isn't the thing that Justin couldn't make, but he wasn't here for this either, okay? Justin was just like, I ain't got time for all of these different parties. I gotta work, okay? And as soon as they walk in, Kelsey just kind of moves away from the situation. I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to be around you. And I appreciated that. We don't need to have a conversation at this party. This ain't the time or the place. So then they're discussing the baby's due date and the name and all of that. And Rachel knew the baby names before Tamika. So y'all know Tamika got to say, I'm the best friend. I'm like, when you going to realize that you are not Reagan's best friend? Look, I'm sorry, honey, but you're not each other's best friends, Tamika. It's very obvious. Another thing, when are y'all going to just go ahead and let Robin be a character on the show? Y'all, Robin Barnes, one of the sweetest people I've ever met, okay? And Robin is seen and obviously Mike this episode, but she doesn't have, she's not actually in the show, but she's always around them and at these different parties, and she sung for the birthday party that they're at right now, and she's making faces and stuff like that. They might be editing in, the faces, because like I said, Robin is very sweet. Not a confrontational, messy type person. Just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna mind my business. Like it's seemingly, I've only met her, maybe 1 or 2 times, but that's the way her personality felt to me. And I interviewed her, so we talked for a minute, and that's why I feel like that. But they need to go ahead and make her a character on the show if they're going to have her around this much, okay? I would like to see or hear what Robin has to say about some of the stuff going on the show because of her personality, which is a juxtaposition to everybody else's personality. Even Rachel. I love Rachel because I think Rachel is the character and personality that feels recognizable to me. Yes, I'm in this circle. I got my money. I'm beautiful. I'm rich. And y'all know it. I don't have to do too much. I can just be here and look cute and listen and then just be like, oh, girl, wow. Give my little opinion slightly and keep it pushing. Keep it cute. You know what I'm saying? I love Rachel. So just watching everybody just kind of be such a different personality from Robin, but then her still be in the mix of this, it's just funny to me and makes me wish that they would go ahead and give her a confessional so she can tell us how she feel about it, okay? I'm just saying right now. Kelsey FaceTimes Justin so that she can tell him how she feeling about Tamika and how Tamika's there and she's not speaking to her. And, that she's just ready to go. I'm saying, instead of FaceTiming him, you ready to go, girl, go ahead. What's the call time? What time they said y'all could start leaving for this for this scene? Because if you're ready to go, girl, just go ahead and go. Tamika and Reagan talk, and she says that she will make more time for Tamika. Because Tamika has felt neglected by her friend. And I just told y'all that it's not your best friend, girl. But Reagan says she going to make some time for her. I said when? Tamika and Justin talk. And he explains how disrespectful she's been to Kelsey. And Tamika feels like, she put her hands on me and da-da-da. It's like, girl, we are not about to make that an issue. We are not about to make that an issue, especially when in a different setting with a different type of female, you would have got like this a long time ago, Tamika. Like, Kelsey is just, you know who to pick on. I'm going to say that. You know who to pick on. You know who to fuck with, because I think that Kelsey seems to be an easy target for you. And the fact that Justin has to call you into his office in a business-like setting to tell you that if you don't stop treating Kelsey like shit, he's going to have to make a choice betwixt the two of y'all. Like, he shouldn't have even had to do that. But she said she going to clean it up. She going to take care of it. And I just kind of feel like That's the same thing you did last time when you and Kelsey had a conversation and you said you was going to stop disrespecting her and it was going to be cool. And then you continue to do that. So what is there to be said at this point? I just think they need to, stay away from each other. If y'all going to be standing there having a conversation, just act like the other person ain't there. That's the only thing I can say. Because I don't know how this relationship will mend, because it doesn't seem like Tamika can stop being annoyed and making the little comments and saying the little shit that she says about Kelsey. It don't seem like it's ever gonna stop. Barry's fashion show is coming up for his athletic gear and workout gear line that he has. And he was really hoping for Tracy Dundas, who is like head of New Orleans Fashion Week, very, very known with the fashion and the things that go on in New Orleans, like Magazine Street, a lot of the boutiques and the things, the events that they have, the stylists in New Orleans. Everybody knows Tracy Dundas, okay? At least I do, okay? She was at the news station all the time, so she used to have like a weekly thing that she did, so I've seen her often. And she always would come in with the fashions and with the models and everything. So this is legit about getting Tracy to come to his fashion show, and then in return bring people who can put money behind the product and put it in their stores and have it at events and other fashion shows. So Barry is on his shit with this. But then there's an issue. Okay, because y'all know we can't be out here trying to do our own thing and have these little babies that we create in businesses without a problem happening. There's no way that you can, go through everything, especially a fashion show, smoothly. I have never seen anybody put a fashion show on a reality show and the shit went through smoothly. Never seen it. And he was supposed to get the samples and the prototypes, but they didn't come because they were running late. So he's stressed out about that. When he finally does get them and he kind of like FaceTimes or, lives at 3:00 in the morning once all of the Bravo cameras are gone, he realizes that none of the garments have his label on it. So he has to go and steam press the labels on all of the clothes. Then the clothes didn't come in the different variations of colors that they were supposed to come in. So Barry is having a fucking breakdown. But as a black man, he has to keep it together, okay? He doesn't want to break down. But that morning, after everything, he just, kind of teared up with Tamika and talked to her about how important this project, this venture is for him, and how he wants to create wealth for his family, wealth that he didn't have growing up as a child. And I connected with that so much because our parents do, if our parents were middle class, they left us something, but they didn't leave us wealth. I'm grateful that my dad didn't leave no bills and had, little small investments that helped me along my early 20s and things of that nature. Like, I think the money that I got from the house that they had in Zachary, like, helped me get this house. So, I always look at it like my daddy made decisions that even after he died has taken care of me, helped my siblings in one way or another, and definitely kept my mom, being able to be comfortable in one way or another. My mom still works, but, my dad's work that he put in helped. So I think that if you don't have that growing up, it's hard to aspire or try to do better. You don't see it like that. You just see that you're just trying to make it. You're just trying to pay bills. You're trying to put your children through school, but we don't think about investing and having our own businesses and generational wealth the way other nationalities and ethnicities do. And the fact that he's bringing attention to that is what the goal is. I can appreciate that about Barry. I really like Barry. It's not even like I don't like Tamika, but she has isms. She has a lot of isms. But I recognize the things in their marriage and relationship that work. You know what I'm saying? Her being extra, him being kind of calm and subdued, that like those relationships work. That's me and Lyric. I mean, I ain't like Tamika, but I'm just going to say that our dynamic is very similar. And she wanted to take the wheel and try to control what he was doing to try to help him, but she had to let him do it on his own. And he kind of got frustrated with her at one point or another because he wants to do it on his own. It's his business. It's his baby. He doesn't want anybody else's fingerprints on this. This is Barry's business, Barry's situation. But he ended up pulling it out great, in all honesty. they get to the fashion show and everybody's showing up, and here comes John Moody. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I want to know, what fucking school did John go to? Because I've never met John. And I feel like we probably around the same age, but I'm not sure. I obviously know people who know him. But yeah, he is so kicks to me. I'm amazed that I've never seen him anywhere like out before. But yeah, so y'all, Jeff. Jeff. The fashion show is, is starting, and we're doing it, and it's nice. Everything looks nice. Everybody's like, oh my God. And John Moody comes out with the dick print, exciting all the girls on the first row and some of us at home. And then here comes Jeff. Jeff, we asked you to walk. What was that? Nobody asked you to dance. We asked you to walk. Okay? Then as soon as he gets off the runway, he goes to the bar so he can get a drink. And John Moody, who then already told him that he was being sloppy Joe at Justin and Kelsey's housewarming party, which he was not very receptive. But the fact that John wasn't letting up and was like, no, dude, you was doing a lot, and there's a time and place for everything, and that wasn't the time or the place for what you was doing, okay? And he was just like, I had a good time, and just kind of lets it roll off. But when John saw him get that drink straight off the runway, John is like, okay, so this is becoming an issue. Like, we're gonna have to talk about this shit, okay? After the fashion show, Barry talks to Tracy Dundas, and she says that she's gonna go ahead and try to make sure that he gets into New Orleans Fashion Week, because it did go well. And ultimately, even though they are in like the high fashion of it all and not exactly athletic wear, people who want to buy nice clothes also want to work out. You know what I'm saying? So it's appealing to the sensibilities of the people that are going to be at these fashion shows. Like, the people who are at these fashion shows probably, do their yoga and they run or they jog, but they love their cute little, outerwear and their little gear they wear to work out. So I think that it works. And her recognizing that and him being able to get in the door, I feel like it was kind of, you already knew. As long as your clothes came down there looking nice, and they did. Them tights that Mooney had on, I was like, now what man, who gonna wear those and where they wearing them to, okay? Because if you gonna have a printout like that, is that just for the gym? Mm-hmm. So at some point during a reception, because they had this at Eiffel Tower, which is like an event place, but it's a bar. And people have club nights there and stuff like that. It's a nice venue right on St. Charles. One of Tamika's friends, Tanya, is there. I think she was one of the models, and Jeff was already excited about these models. So they start talking. Jeff wanted some alone time with her. So Tamika and, was it Jared, hid behind a curtain? Okay. But ultimately, they ended up going get drinks together. When everybody's leaving, Jeff and Tanya go down the street to a bar to get some drinks, right? And all we see is Tanya calling Tamika saying Jeff has ran off. I don't know where he is. And I'm thinking that Tamika and Barry was still trying to clean up or, get their stuff together from Eiffel Tower, because then everybody's like standing out on St. Charles calling and trying to find Jeff's ass. Okay, where's Jeff? What happened with Jeff? Sooner or later, okay, maybe like an hour or so later, I'm trying to understand, y'all. How did Jeff get from St. Charles to Metairie? Y'all, it's not walking distance. It's not walking distance at all. It's like I want to say that's about a 5 to 6, 7 minute drive from where he was to where they started off at on St. Charles. St. Charles to Bonneville, that's not close. So I don't know how he got there. But when we find Jeff, one of the cameramen is running behind Jeff's ass off of Bonneville, like on the service road. And it's dark as hell out there. And Jeff is like, people pushing me. I told y'all not to push me. Y'all push me, I'm gonna run. It's like, what the hell are you talking about, Jeff? Like, you went and had drinks with this girl, and now all of a sudden you running down the damn street again into the darknesses. Then he mentions how, y'all gonna keep pushing me. I'm gonna run into an unsafe place. And I'm like, nah, this what we not about to do with you, Jeff. If you want to put yourself in harm's way running into the neighborhoods where people get robbed at with your rich looking ass and identifiably a Saints player, Honestly, I was like, you really think they're gonna do something to him? Because most, New Orleans people, yeah, you will get robbed, okay? You will definitely get robbed. But when people recognize you as a Saints player, a lot of the homeboys, like, love the Saints so much for some reason that they might not necessarily do anything to him. Also, he's huge. And anybody that looks roided out and huge like that, unless you got a gun, you're gonna go ahead and move around, okay? But he was running like off St. Charles, y'all. If you go maybe 2 or 3 blocks in either direction off of St. Charles, it's an issue. Just to let you know, okay? So I'm still trying to understand how he ran all the way to the Bonnable exit, y'all. That shit was like, whoa. And then he just starts running again into the darkness, and the cameraman was like, at this point, I'm not about to run after you, okay? You're fucking trained to run fast ass. I'm straight. I'm gonna stay right here and just catch you going down over there. Jeff needs therapy. Jeff needs therapy. Jeff needs to be on some type of medication. Jeff needs to stop drinking socially, as well as whatever else, he's doing in the privacy of his own home. But Jeff needs to get his shit together, because this seems like something that can eventually get out of hand in more than one way. And I see next episode Reagan is going to act like she has no responsibility in why he is the way he is. But I think you can't wrong somebody and then act as if their response to it is in no way, shape, or form your problem. Yes, y'all are divorced, but y'all have the same circle of friends, and you called him your friend. So the fact that she acts as if, that has nothing to do with me. I just kind of looking at Reagan like, wow, Reagan. Cold-blooded. Like, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. That's why you left, because you ain't want to deal with that shit no more. But it still seems fucked up. It still seems very fucked up, y'all. But Jeff gonna have to take some accountability and get his life together. For real. Tamika Berry and their baby, was trying to stay outside and wait for a minute, but they was like, look, we got to get our kid to school in the morning. I got time for this shit. Let's go home. He'll be all right. I'm sure one of the producers texted them eventually and was like, yeah, we found them running down the service road near Bonnable and met her. Like, the fuck? Look. Anyway, y'all, that was Southern Charm, New Orleans. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.